In a remote corner of southwest Ireland, 5 of the world's top scientists gather. Their mission? To investigate a series of bizarre events around the world. In Los Angeles, a woman devastated by depression is mysteriously cured by a fake pill. In Italy, high-tech science begins to explain why a dead saint might have cured a man of multiple sclerosis. And in Texas, a war veteran's crippling knee pain is cured by fake surgery. They are dramatic instances of what doctors call the placebo effect, a strange healing force that lies deep within us. These 5 scientists believe it is the key to a new way of treating illness that challenges the entire foundation of modern medicine.
Houston, good morning. You're loud and clear.
And so you're fine. Sound real fine for quarter one I am.
This is Houston, Texas, mission control for dozens of American space flights, and a giant step forward for placebo research. It's here that surgeon Bruce Moseley has discovered something quite fantastic about the healing power of our own minds. And it's a discovery that has shaken the surgical world to its core. For 20 years, crippling knee pain has been treated by arthroscopic surgery, a procedure guided by a tiny camera which sees inside the knee.
I would look throughout the whole joint, making sure that we don't have any tears anywhere. Here's the
It's a 2-step process. First, debris is rinsed from the knee joint. Then, rough cartilage is smoothed down. But which part of the procedure was most effective? The answer could help Dr. Moseley refine the technique, and so he approached a colleague to help him set up a trial.
He thought maybe we can compare one to the other, and I said, well, Bruce, that won't work. What we have to do, if we want to know if these procedures are of value, the real question is, are they of value greater than the placebo? And we need to do placebo surgery.
And I almost laughed out loud because after all, this is surgery, and all good surgeons know there's no placebo effects with surgery.
Most of us think of the placebo effect as a phenomenon that's triggered by a dummy pill. Our belief that the pill is real can sometimes provoke our body into healing itself. As strange as it sounds, Dr. Ray believed it was possible that the same healing power could be triggered by surgery.
Well, if you think about it, it's the entire drama of the surgery, going into the operating room, being put to sleep, the entire ritual. As we talked, we became convinced that it was important to do this study with a placebo control arm.
Patients were split into 3 groups. In one group, they just washed out the knee joint. In the second group, they washed out the knee and smoothed down the damaged cartilage. And the third, the placebo group, was about to make history. These 2 Army veterans both had the fake operation, although they didn't find out for 2 years. And Sylvester Colligan was one of the very first placebo patients. He was wheeled into an operating theatre and heavily sedated. Then Bruce Moseley started the procedure exactly as he would the real thing.
So we're going to make a little incision here.
He made 3 cuts in Sylvester's knee, but did nothing else. Although asleep, Sylvester wasn't fully anesthetized. So just in case he was in any way aware of what was going on, Dr. Moseley developed an elaborate game of make-believe.
I started thinking to myself, now how am I going to do this and make it really seem like a real surgery? And I was joking with my assistant, and I said, okay, hand me this instrument. And they looked at me kind of funny, and I said, yeah, we got to clean up all this bad cartilage in here. And they went, oh, okay. And I think they probably thought I was about losing my mind here, but they kind of went along with it, and then they realized that I was just going through the same motions that I normally would as if I was doing the real surgery. As time went by and I started doing more of these, I realized that it was easier if I just had a videotape of an arthroscopic surgery that I had really done, and I'd pop it in the TV VCR and we'd start it running, and that's how I simulated a real surgery just as precisely as possible.
After 40 minutes, Dr. Mosley simply sewed the 3 cuts back up again, having done absolutely nothing to Sylvester's knee. And the results were amazing.
My skill as a surgeon had no benefit whatsoever on these patients. All 3 groups' results were exactly the same. They all did improve as a whole, but none of them were any better than the placebo group. So what we found was that the entire benefit of arthroscopic surgery for osteoarthritis of the knee was a placebo effect.
In other words, it wasn't the washing out and scraping of the knee that worked. It was the ritual surrounding the surgery. And it wasn't just a quick fix. It's 6 years since Sylvester Colligan had his placebo operation. Before that, he was in so much pain he could barely walk. Now, his knee doesn't trouble him at all.
Before the surgery, I would be limping. My knee would be stiff and I'd probably like dragging it. Now, my knee is not tired at all. Oh, I could walk another couple blocks and still feel wonderful without any pain. And with the help of all these good doctors, yes, thank the good Lord. I'm looking forward to quite a few more years.
The placebo surgery worked on Tim Perez too. Before the operation, this Korean War veteran needed a cane to walk. Now, he can once again play basketball with his grandchildren.
Boy, was I surprised to know that it was a placebo. I couldn't believe it. When I think back and I think, well, how is this possible? But this world, anything is possible when you put your mind to it. I know that your mind can work miracles.
Interscaling block was administered preoperatively.
So convinced of the power of the placebo effect, Bruce Mosley is now looking hard at other procedures.
All of the back pain and neck pain surgeries are very similar. We're treating primarily pain. Most people are fairly desperate, and they strongly believe that the surgery is going to help them. I'm convinced that a large part of the benefit that we do for that is from the placebo effect, possibly all.
And if he's right, Bruce Mosley could be doing himself out of a job. But it's only the start of how the placebo effect could change all our lives.